I want to live in a world that works for everyone with no one left out. I want to live in a world that's healthy for me, my family, my neighborhood, and all peoples. I want everybody to enjoy fresh, delicious food, clean water, abundant, beautiful shelter that they can infuse their energy into. And I don't want to do that at the expense of other life. I'd like to create the conditions conducive to more life so that there's an increase of biodiversity on the planet as opposed to a despeciation of the planet. I'd love to see a healthy, functioning ecosystem everywhere on the globe where people are living in true ease, abundance, and joy. And the benefit of permaculture is that it gives us a set of tools, a framework for how to design our lives to be able to do that.
I'm a huge fan of food. My friends get together for potlucks and everybody brings their dish and it's always such an amazing spread. And when it comes straight from the garden, I mean, you can just walk around. Even we pretty much have fava beans growing right now and they're so delicious. You just pick one right off, start eating it, sharing it with people, and it's amazing how much fresher and how much bolder it tastes when it comes. And food is something that everybody needs, and there's so many people, there's issues of hunger, and there are ways to combat them, and I feel like this is a really realistic one.
It was really funny after I filled up my car.
Yeah.
It smelled so good.
Yeah.
With all the compost. And the next day I got in to drive and I was like, it still smells so good.
Yeah.
You guys still need some small
This is local. We know exactly where it's coming from. We know where the compost comes from. We're making our own compost from our own waste. And we know all the energy, all the inputs, and as a result, we're not having food that travels like 1,500 miles before it gets in our hands. It's not coming from Fiji, it's not coming from all over the world. It's, reducing our carbon footprint as well as having this delicious, organic, good quality food.
Permaculture is more than a strategy for gardening. So what makes permaculture different, if you will, is it's a system of design for meeting all human needs, whether it's food, water, community, shelter, doing that in a way where we're regenerating and healing ecosystems. There's 100 ways or 1,000 ways to garden, 100 ways, 1,000 ways to farm. Which one is appropriate to which place and which time with which people for what yield? How do you know? How do you make that decision? Permaculture is a lens, a way of thinking, a design system, all these different words and technical understandings. It allows you to say, here we might do raised beds on contour, here we might do bio-intensive gardening, here we might be a biodynamic farm, or what's appropriate at what scale and what place at what time. Permaculture gives us a way of deciding that and then getting feedback loops so we can evolve a system to work. So it's broader in a sense, it's just categorically different than a way of gardening. Pick it up a little bit. Gently, yeah. It helps stick a finger in the bottom sometimes.
With permaculture, you just get into this incredible diversity and variety of life, and you're dealing with life systems all the time. And there's a natural repair process where you don't have to constantly just be fixing something by weeding. And it's a little bit less of the human, intent. We're going to make it the way we want it. It's much more of a cooperative process. We share food with the bugs and the birds. We attract birds and butterflies. A lot of systems do that, but I think in permaculture you get a lot more pieces kind of identified and put together. Permaculture is a very deep philosophy of establishing something far beyond sustainability. It's about creating a surplus. It's about starting out with something, maybe a plot of land like this one, where you work really hard for a few years and you plant really intensively, you build soil. We talk about creating ecosystems more than planting. The planting comes out of the ecosystems that we create. But the idea is ultimately have something so lush and so natural that you don't have to work so hard after several years.
It's a great way to get away from the big businesses running for-profit, grocery stores or the agriculture business. It's a way to get away from that, get away from all of the water, the extra water usage, the oil usage, and just finding a way to kind of get back to the land a little more while still maintaining our our urban environment.
Probably be hard, the stuff that I give you, but you can always reconstitute with water.
We're gonna lock it in with the piece in the back. You can sheet mulch over these agapanthus here. Okay. So you can kind of do this like question mark. And then once this gets packed in like that, these will be a much nicer, higher edge, and we'll be building swale upwards from here.
Okay.
I call it the ecological, sociological crisis in the world. Every ecosystem on the planet is in decline, and there's billions of people on the planet right now who are really suffering and having difficulties meeting their needs for a variety of reasons. And I got pretty depressed at some point of reading a lot of that, and I really wanted to communicate about it, and I thought I'd be a filmmaker and share stories about it. But then somebody said, hey, there's another way to communicate about this, and it's to take action. And they said, take a look at what some of my friends are doing. And a friend of mine named Trayton Heckman, who runs a group called Daily Acts, introduced me to permaculture, and I was astounded by the abundance of what permaculture can do. And that's what got me interested, is I wanted to stop getting depressed and down on myself about the problems and say, what are the solutions and how can I help?
I think the big picture is that we can all do it, no matter where we are, no matter what kind of people we can all come together and do it. Like, even if we have such a small amount of land, that's the whole thing. Like, the whole permaculture principle is like, it depends. So depending on where you are, you can utilize your land in a way that you can grow food no matter where you are. So I think it's beneficial because everyone can do it. Everyone can come together. It's a great way for bringing together community, and yeah, it's just great.
What do you think the first step would be for me to take? What do you think I should do first?
Well, I guess this is my first step, taking this permaculture design course, and it's a great way to learn a lot. I had knowledge on gardening, but not specifically around permaculture. If you didn't have access to a class, although this class they make really accessible to people who are living here, if you can get here, you can do work trade for tuition. It works really well. It's also really great. Do some research online, find out what permaculture is. There's books, there are people that will act as resources because they want to see permaculture grow. It's not knowledge that people are trying to hoard, it's knowledge that people really want to spread. And you could, any one of our instructors here, I feel like once the class is over, if I have questions or if I really want to get involved, I can contact them. And if they don't have the answer, they can help me find it through someone else.
I believe doing a permaculture design certification training can be a life-changing and valuable experience. And I'm not the only person who offers those trainings, though there is one coming up in San Francisco this summer and this fall that I will be co-facilitating. But there's amazing places to train in the Bay Area. Merritt College in Oakland does amazing urban permaculture training, very low cost. The Regenerative Design Institute is a world-class facility here in the Bay Area in Bolinas. Occidental Arts and Ecology Center, a little bit farther up in West County, Sonoma. Absolutely, again, world-class. We're really lucky to be here on the planet with these world-class trainers and amazing facilities and places and teachers to learn from. So that's a great way to start. If that seems like a hurdle, just coming to a Permaculture Guild meeting to learn about what solutions people are doing and just to listen a little bit and observe can also be really helpful. But if you want more information on the summer training or the spring training, the fall training, and you live in San Francisco and you think, hey, this is something I might want to check out, you can go to www.permaculture-sf.org. And there you'll find information about the training and information about the meetings and all